What's up, guys? It's Nate. I'm back. They thought they could get rid of me. But they can't. You know why? It's raw talent, baby. All right. We got a little bit of a downtime episode. We're just gonna chat, get to know each other. You know what I mean? Feel each other out, feel each other up. Maybe at the end we get a timeshare in Boca Raton.
Oh, a little stank on it.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know where it's gonna go. Either maybe we spend the night together. Maybe we make some kind of crypto investment. I don't know.
We're buying the FTX house.
Yeah, we're gonna start a content house, but it's just us in this room.
Smurf coin house. Let's go. Yes.
Smurf coin.
Mining fucking
We love
Bitcoin.
Smurfs. All right. I'm excited this episode.
Should we do our normal intro or just take it from there?
Hey, you're the host.
All right. To my left. I don't know why I'm
Really
doing
ripping
this.
the shit out of that thing.
Huh?
Nothing. Just fucking with you.
It's been like a few months. That's fine. All right. To my left. Go ahead. I don't know.
I don't know what you want me to do.
Go ahead. He wants you to do
Well,
the regular.
I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to give an intro, and then you're like, "Well, what do I say?" You said everything, you know.
Oh, that's fair. Owner of a graphics card graveyard from my crypto mining facility in Boca Raton.
Yeah.
Mikey Malikowski.
Hell yeah. I wish we had a button that could do like really corny applause.
I said we got to get a soundboard in here.
We just soundboard that would
that'd be
get.
amazing.
Anybody can
ran
have.
through.
Matthew has wanted a soundboard forever.
I'd go in
And
on
like,
that.
dude,
Shit.
if you
A
want to
company
set up
soundboard?
a soundboard, we can make that happen. But I'm not setting it up for you.
You're like, I'll do it. I'm just not setting it up.
I'm not holding your hand through that soundboard.
All right, and then to our northwest quadrant.
The ghost of a Cobb salad, Andrew Canada.
Yes. Thai Cobb
Damn.
salad.
Thai Cobb salad.
Dixon Ticonderoga.
And then to our northeast, we have.
William Rafter. The prince of Snyder's filled pieces.
I'm
He
trying to
is.
fill Snyder's piece, you know.
Zach?
Yes, yeah, catch you later.
Trying to meet Snyder in the middle, dude. You think about that.
Okay,
Oh my god.
I might.
Thank you.
Let's stop provoking.
Wait, what did I Photoshop the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League sent to you guys?
I don't remember.
Oh, it said justice is gray, and I made it say justice is gay.
Nice.
Damn.
It's very open-ended. You're like, well, what does that mean?
What is that? Yeah,
Like,
what
is that
Dab
problematic?
me up for that.
Yeah. I remember sending in the group chat, I'm like, this is going to be fire. And I got like one like heart on the picture, and I was like, I mean, that's probably rightfully so. I probably shouldn't have done that.
Not even a haha? Not even a
No,
little
not
laugh?
even like an LOL or a hee hee,
Or
etc.
a good one?
Yeah, or
Exclamation
not even like a pat on the back digitally, you know.
Yeah.
But I thought we could start today's episode by maybe sharing our deepest, darkest secrets, things we regret, things we've done to other people that maybe we look back on and don't like.
Oh God.
No, I'm just kidding. We can talk about literally anything else. Should we start with something topical? Because I just thought of something.
Sure.
And this might be like very podcast topic-y, but like I think it'll spiral into some fuckery. So I know me and Mikey talked about this at one point. I did invest my time into watching only the first episode of that 90s show. And I gotta say, it wasn't that bad. Because I was trying to think in my head, I'm like, was that 70s show maybe? Like, am I judging this hard because I like that 70s show? Or is this
Right.
actually on par with it? I'm just being, like, way more hard on it. Because at first I'm like, this feels like some Disney Channel shit. Like, the kids are kind of like, hey, what? Shut up. You know, like, very, like, overacting.
Disney
But I'm
Channel.
like, well, if you think about it, they were kind of like that on the other... Like, a lot of the humor was the same. I think I just didn't like the kids.
The acting was different in
Yeah,
that
the
sort of
acting was different.
was
The
more
humor
real,
was
you know what I
very
mean?
similar. But, like, yeah, like, and plus I think one of you guys said it when we were talking about it the one time. Like, the actors are actually the age, whereas the old show, they were a little bit older,
Yeah,
except for Mila
sans,
Kunis.
yeah, sans Mila Kunis.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe that has something to do with it. They're like actually young, and I feel like I'm like can't relate. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just kind of like
It's not for you,
man.
Yeah.
This world is ours, dude.
Yeah,
You gotta get out of the way.
it's like who is it for? People that are like that age now, or people that are like that grew up in the 90s?
I don't know, because my parents liked that 70s show, so, and they were like probably like, or they're probably like 30, 40 when that 70s show came out, so like,
True.
I don't know. I feel like this one is very like Disney Channel-y because it's on like Netflix and they kind of want to pander to a younger audience probably.
Yeah, I thought too. Like they like at first, like when they do like nostalgia shit, which like nostalgia's got to end, dude. We gotta start making. I mean,
make new
there's
stuff.
plenty out there that
You gotta
is-
make new memories.
Yeah.
Please.
like there is plenty out there that is like synonymous with our time period. Don't get me wrong,
Sure.
but the like
Black Eyed
cheap.
Peas.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Like
Tonight is
where's
gonna be a
where's
good
the Apple documentary?
Tonight is in fact gonna be a good night. Guys, I got a feeling.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, like the nostalgia shit. Like a lot of it's cheap, and people are just like aware of it now. But I felt like the way they handled the old characters coming back. And again, I've only seen the first episode. It's like I know it could be dog shit from here.
My man.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea. I'm just bullshitting. But like in that particular, this is just a review of that first episode.
I'm reviewing the entire series.
Yeah. I'm just taking it, and I'm like, if it's maintained, then sure. But I feel like in that first episode, they did do a decent job of like bringing the old characters back. Like it didn't feel forced. I mean, the Kelso and Jackie one sort of felt forced.
Why do you think that is? Just because they're
They
such
kinda
like
just
a
showed
famous couple in real life?
No,
Oh,
like I
okay.
think it's cool that they brought them back because it's kind of like
Sure.
that's just what they were doing in that one. But it kind of was weird because they just showed up
Yeah.
and they were like, "Hey," and they're like, "What are you doing here?" Like they walked in the house.
Isn't there a kid in the show though? Like
He is, but like the
That
way
sounds
they
funny. Oh, that, like
Yeah.
a young Kelso, like I would like to see, because I haven't watched the 90s show, but you're saying everybody comes back in that first episode? All like the old characters are back?
well,
Besides
Foreman
Hyde.
and Donna.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, besides
that's
that
for
man's a
other
criminal.
he's
reasons.
busy. He's got something else.
Hides in
He's
jail.
He's up to something.
In the story, hides in jail. No, I'm just kidding. They didn't say
I
that,
would
but like
believe
that
that
would
they
be a
did
good
that.
way to just
Heavily
be like, yeah, he's in
implied.
prison.
Yeah. Because that seems like, not to mince words, but like really blowing your load like right away. Like you bring everybody, because like you said, a big pull is the nostalgia.
Right.
And like, okay, so now just everybody's back immediately?
It's like if you make an album, or like a rap album, and you put like all the fire features on the first song,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like
yeah.
not that great. So like the rest of the album is just you, and then everyone's like, I'm definitely fucking with that first song.
I watched like a middle piece of one of the episodes, and like they definitely blew their entire load on that first episode, because the only nostalgia that maintains throughout the show is like their names, I guess, because they
Yeah.
have like the name Foreman, like Kelso, yada yada.
Right.
The
But like,
setting.
yeah, but it's like Kitty and Foreman, like Red. They're the only like ones that stay in the show the entire
Yeah.
time.
And then Fez comes back eventually.
Does he? I didn't see
What?
that.
He's like he owns a salon,
Oh, that's sick.
which the other thing that I was telling my girlfriend too, like at the end of the first episode, they give like a summary of like the rest of the season, and it literally spoiled every single thing.
I remember you were saying this because
That
you were like
sucks.
the whole. I mean, spoilers? Should we? Should we
No,
spoil?
we should.
We
Wait, are you gonna
What's
actually
the
watch
vibe?
it?
I'm not gonna
No.
watch
Are you gonna watch it?
What's the
All right.
vibe at the table?
I think we
Emily,
should.
Are you gonna watch this?
It's
What's
not
the
like it's a
vibe?
Marvel movie. Like it's fucking that 90s show. It's like people are gonna be like, oh, they spoiled that.
From what you said, I've
Yeah,
only
yeah.
seen it in passing from my mother watching it.
spoiler
Right.
warning, everyone.
Spoiler
Yes,
warning for
yeah.
that 90s show.
yeah.
I know you guys are really gonna hate us for this, but we're about to spoil something in that 90s show.
The show that's been out for a couple months now? A month?
Yeah, probably a month at least.
Been too long.
Too long. You should have watched it if you were that hungry for the spoilers. They tease, isn't it Leia, the daughter
Yeah,
of,
the daughter's name is Leia,
of
which
Eric and
to have
Donna?
a main character the same name as a main character from a very successful movie franchise is kind of like I get it. He's a
Dicey.
Star Wars fan, but it kind of got like annoying after a while. You're like, why couldn't they have just picked anything else? At least to me, I don't know.
They tease Leia and Kelso's son as like a thing, and then don't.
Yeah.
In the recap, you were saying that they tease that they don't get together, or that they do get together.
Literally in the like, what you're gonna see this season, which spoiled a lot of major plot points. It seemed like they were like the one. I don't know. It's probably not great in the episode, but there was one clip at the recap thing where Kitty's calling Donna and Foreman and is like, "I think your daughter's gonna have sex," and then it just shows like her and Kelso's son. I think his name's Jay, and it's weird because
They're completely naked.
yeah, it's weird because they show nudity, and I'm like, wait. No, like it's weird because Kelso's son is not like the Kelso of the group. There's another guy who's like the dumb one,
Right.
with like the girlfriend who's kind of like, at least the way she dresses is a little more like proper,
they're
kinda,
like a couple
wealthy.
of the group already.
Yeah, so they're kind of the Jackie and Kelso of the group,
But also,
but his son
I need
is
to
like the
chime
Hyde
in.
of the group or some shit.
Kelso's son is also stupid as fuck.
So they have two
Oh,
dumb
he is?
characters.
There are two
All right.
Kelsos in this group.
People loved Kelso. What if we do a show and it's all Kelso?
Yeah, they're all Kelso.
Welcome back to All Kelso.
Yeah, I'd honestly rather
That
just see like a
Kelso
Kelso show.
Kelso.
They should have done like a.
That's what happened with Joey on Friends. They gave him a spinoff and it fucking
did?
failed. Yeah,
I
it
feel like that was
lasted,
a
Joey's?
deep-rooted memory.
half a season. I
Full
believe.
Joey. They did all full.
It was
Joeys?
full. The show was called
Friend.
Joey.
Oh.
Damn.
It's called
Which-
Friend.
Friends. Friend.
It's just a dude. Wait, so did you ever watch the episode? Is it out there?
No, I've only seen like the thumbnails and stuff, and I've got some old comic books that have like an ad for it. It's Matt LeBlanc on like a pool floaty with his arms behind his head, and he's like Joey on NBC.
I've
Was the
100%
tagline "How you
seen
doing"?
that.
I don't think so, which is a missed
Damn.
opportunity.
They couldn't get the rights.
Oh wait, real quick though, because this also threw me through a fucking loop. Did Kelso have a catchphrase where he's like, "Hey girl"? Did he ever say that?
No,
Because
no,
in the
no.
first episode, they make it seem like he said that. Because I don't know.
so funny.
Maybe I'm
Jay
just
Kelso's like, my dad taught me his catchphrase.
yeah, because maybe I'm just like looking too deep into it, but like, the Kelso, like his son Jay, like hits on Leia, like when he first meets her, and he's like, hey, like he's joking around. He's like, he was talking about like, oh, like this girl at the whatever, like I try to talk to her, and they're like, well, your line doesn't work or whatever. And he's like, oh, you mean, hey girl, and then he's like talks whatever, and then like turns to the new girl and he's like, hey girl, and then I was like, okay, that's fucking weird. So then when Kelso,
You're really trying to shoe that in.
Yeah, I was like-
he's trying to make a catchphrase. That's what it is.
yeah, they're like, that's his thing.
Wasn't
He says, hey
Kelso's
girl.
was "Damn
Oh,
it,
man.
Jackie." That was it.
Yeah, and he says that when he comes in.
Oh,
But he also
God.
looks at Kitty and goes, hey girl, and I was like, what is fucking happening? Am I missing something? I love that 70s show.
Maybe it's like some Mandela effect. Or...
we just forgot about
yeah,
it.
like I'm just not.
They're trying to
remembering that.
reprogram us into thinking he had a catchphrase because no one's gonna like go back and look. They're like, oh, he must have had a catchphrase. But then it was weird, dude, because Kitty was like horny for him. Like she was just standing there and he was like, hey girl, and she was like, oh, Michael, and like hugs her and picks her up and like puts her down, and she's like,
What?
that was so warm and toned.
What?
And I'm like, why?
Wait,
It
wait,
made
what?
Kitty horny, dude.
Well, I guess Kelso's
her
an adult.
child's friend.
Yeah, like they made her horny. Like this is bullshit.
That was the one rule we had on the original series. We used to joke around about it in the writers' room. Don't make Kitty horny.
Yeah.
That was the only thing in the show.
Although they
Bible.
used to do that thing where they would
Pandora's
run up the
box will
stairs.
open if we make her horny.
If
Dude.
we
Well, too many
sexualize Mrs. Foreman, the fan base will lose their shit. They won't know what to do.
Did they ever deal with Vietnam in that 70s show? I don't
I hope
remember a
so.
lot of Vietnam talk.
Was it?
Was Leo a Vietnam vet?
I thought Red was a Vietnam vet or whatever.
Oh,
That was
no,
Korea.
Korea, because he always
Korea,
talks about
yeah,
Korea.
yeah. Oh, okay.
So that was before. I got my war timelines a little mixed up.
Yeah, they don't. I don't know if they talk
They
about
don't
it.
address it.
Okay, because
It
I'm
was like-
thinking like when they make that 2000 show in a couple
Talking about
years,
the
Yeah,
Gulf
like
War.
that
yeah,
20
what like how are they going to
2010
address
show,
9/11?
Right, yeah, the first episode is 9/11.
Just everybody in front of the TV.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god.
Like, let's just get it over with right away.
Yeah.
It does that one, what's that movie? The dude's like a fucking elephant tamer for a circus, and then he gets like a job at like the Twin Towers,
Wait, is that
and
that
he's
Robert
like,
Pattinson
yeah,
movie?
he's in the office, and then he's like, oh, I can't believe I got this office, and then he walks to the window and looks out, and you just see a plane flying towards him. And it's
so
like, wait,
fucking funny.
this is also a 9/11 movie.
Is that Water for Elephants?
Yeah,
Is that what that movie's about?
Yes.
I've never
I-
seen it.
I thought
9/11
that
in it?
based on the trailer alone, I thought that movie took place in like the 1930s.
no.
I think I
Why
also
would
thought
there be
that.
a circus romance set in 2001?
Yeah, they're like,
I don't
yeah,
It's only
In a
for the
high-rise?
9/11 tie-in.
How was
like-
there elephants in a high rise?
I don't think the
Bro.
circus
no,
was
that's-
in the Twin
he
Towers.
leaves the circus. Yeah,
Oh,
the circus.
Sorry, I've never
Circus
seen the
is in
trailer.
the Twin Towers. They're like, oh,
They
well,
were
we got
gonna
all the
see-
elephants in.
Hey man, movie magic. I'm not gonna.
look
I'm
at
not
the
gonna
fucking
not-
Elephant blood doesn't melt steel beams.
Dude, yeah,
That's
if there
so
was some
true.
elephants in there, it would have softened the blow. No, I think more movies should include
The impact
I
if they had
think,
moved the elephants. Okay.
yeah,
It's Homeland Security's last line of defense.
they're like, God,
It's
fucking
elephants.
throw some elephants up there.
Oh god.
I think more movies should include just horrible events and like not include it until the very end because that's
Shyamalan-ian
wild. Like,
twists.
you think that
Wacky
the
tie-ins.
person who wrote that movie was like, oh, fuck, like how do we end this? And he's like at the coffee shop writing, and then he like goes home. And like 2 weeks go by, and people are like, "How's the movie coming along?" He's like, "It's good, but I just don't know like how to end it." And then he just is like, "Fuck it, 9/11." He's like, "What's that? What are people gonna say?" Like that because it's crazy enough where you're like, "Okay, like it's a curveball," so you're like, "Wow, what the fuck?" Like,
Did that
Yeah.
ruin the whole movie?
Well, it was the end of the movie. So.
But did it like invalidate everything you saw until that point?
No, it just like
just makes it
it raised an eyebrow for sure. You're
just
like,
makes it all.
wait,
sad.
this is
choice.
wait.
You know what I mean?
Same thought as Andrew. Wait, this is set in 2001, dude.
Yeah, the whole-
Doesn't the- he was like wearing like just like a beige vest
Yeah, like
with like his sleeves rolled up.
a rolled up
Very
blouse.
nice.
And again,
Fucking,
they're at
Fucking,
the
like,
circus.
Yeah.
leather brown
The
pants.
circus was already not in its heyday by 2000. Like
right, like
we were on that Disney on Ice shit by
Oh
then.
yeah, yeah.
Dude.
Remember Yingling Circus or whatever,
Vaguely.
God.
where they like had dudes like flying and shit.
I think
I don't
Yingling,
remember
like
I think
Trapeze
Yingling is a
shit.
beer brand. Is
Oh,
that what you
that
said?
is
Both.
also
It was
one,
like
yeah.
a group. It's like a group effort.
Oh, okay.
It's
All
a
the
collab.
workers of the brewery like set up
Open
a
the circus.
set up like a
The
pastime
whole point,
circus.
yeah, the whole point is they would they would do keg stands and then they would do trapeze acts. But I remember I went to like one of the last ones that they did in like Rochester when I was a
Oh,
kid.
God.
Damn,
Like,
you drove an hour
I don't
fucking
remember any of it, so
sucks.
there could have been like some shit that I could have watched someone die. I don't remember it.
Damn.
I remember going,
Oh.
and then after that, I don't remember anything.
God,
Holy
that's got to
shit.
be the saddest thing in the world. That fucking the ringmaster comes back and he takes off that big hat and they're like, "Fellas, they're shutting us down. Kids just don't like the circus anymore." Because I remember, like, I've known a couple of clowns in my day, like people who like went to clown school and stuff, and I'm
Pro
like,
clowns.
"Fuck, like, yeah, pro clowns." I've known several professional clowns,
That's
Damn.
awesome.
and. Oh, there's this guy Donuts. I don't think he does it anymore, but he was a great clown.
Has he been on the show?
No, I don't know where. Donuts might be lost to the ages, man. I don't
Donuts,
know
if
where
you're
Donuts
watching,
is. At a halfway house somewhere. Just like
Where do clowns?
no, he's not.
die?
He was actually he was
Donuts is MIA.
Donuts did have like a. I saw him years later. At one of the, I don't want to blow up Donuts' spot,
He's
but
living in a
I saw
boarding
him.
house in
I saw him
Paris,
years
Texas.
later, and he
Yeah.
was doing fine.
You're like, well, once he got off the heroin, he was actually not that bad of a guy.
Donut, he was a great dude, but like I've known a couple professional clowns, and I'm like, man, that's just one of those things. Like, you could have maybe made a living on that back in the day, but now it's just you can't compete with anything.
We got to make a clown viral. That's how you got to do it. You
that-
got to go
God,
viral on
just kind of
TikTok.
Yeah, you gotta be on the internet
It
now.
is sad.
Back then, like, dude, those like shows that would stop in every little ass crack town in America.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, I feel like small towns were like way more important.
They were the
Nowadays,
backbone
no one
of
gives a
America.
fuck. Dude, and it sounds dumb.
Wait,
but
are
it's
we all
true.
voting for Trump?
But yeah, what are we? Wait,
These downs, these circuses used to mean something.
the woke media shut down the circus.
God.
The woke left doesn't want you to enjoy fucking bearded ladies
They don't
anymore.
want to see you juggling. They don't want anybody to see you juggling chainsaws.
You know,
The only
they're
thing we're
outsourcing our
juggling is
clowns.
debt.
Nobody likes watching me carve my wooden statues no more. I spend 45 minutes carving a statue of a badger, and they don't want it.
Badger. Wait, remember when we
They
were
don't fucking want my badger.
remember for like 10 minutes on a Quested episode, we said like the left doesn't want me to piss my
It's
pants.
one of my favorite bits that
we
of this
just
show
like
of all
kept
time.
it
good.
going for like 10 minutes.
It's one of my
The-
favorite bits. I've
the,
done of all
it's a
time.
good
That
one.
was
Conservative anime fan.
Oh, yeah.
what?
I
The-
don't remember that
when
one.
he did the waifu, I just remember you
Oh,
saying,
yeah,
like,
Yeah,
Plushies
holy
and chibis.
yeah, my daughter keeps buying plushie chibi dolls.
Fuck. Oh, but yeah, so like every stupid small town in America had like a bait.
Every dumb fucking
Every
town
dumb
used to
piece
be
of shit
so good.
fucking cocksucking town used to have.
bumfuck town, Midwestern fucking, I don't know.
For real.
Fucking, I don't know,
Fucking,
man.
I don't know, man. No, but like every town had like a baseball team and like fucking every concert. No, I'm serious. Like every dumb little town had like a pro baseball team.
There's no baseball teams anymore.
No, like a minor league baseball team.
That's
and they're
right.
like, yeah, Babe Ruth's coming to town, and it's like the town has like 30 people in it. Like Babe Ruth played here, and you're like, okay. No, for
My
real.
America, what I see, factory jobs will come back. Every town will have a baseball team.
And we're not handing out trophies anymore. But doing nothing. Who gave us the trophies, dude? Huh?
No black people allowed.
Everyone's like, okay, well maybe.
wait a second. Sorry.
You lost me there. You lost me there.
I was getting carried away.
I meant to say, he's like, give me another one.
You know the craziest thing about like that old South racism was just how fucking lazy it was. Like, you know,
Yeah.
that very famous speech of like the governor of Alabama or something, and there's like video of it, and it's when they were going to start desegregating schools and stuff, and he was like, we're not going to let that happen. And the video of him, I mean, it's like they're playing it backwards. This guy is talking so slow for like an angry racist. He's like,
Yeah.
segregation today. Segregation.
His brain was trying
Kamara.
to process it.
It's so.
Yeah.
I feel like
He must have had one too many Coke bottles and got too many amphetamines thrown
real.
into his system, dude.
he
Dude,
was
like-
crashing, and the racism couldn't
like-
compete with how much he was crashing.
When you in at the schools,
He gets a standing ovation. They're like,
having a seizure. Just a fucking-
if the schools start doing this, where does it end?
that's it. That's the whole speech.
That's the problem with racists today, dude. Access to Monster Energy.
For real.
Yeah, man. We're dealing with some like fucking.
We gotta slow them down.
We're dealing with some like Blade Runner racists now. These dudes are like fucking. They're building fucking.
Bro.
They're building lasers in their basement.
Our racists nowadays are built different.
Yeah,
They have 3D printers and chat
they're equally as they're equally
They're
as
on a
dumb.
different level.
They're equally as dumb, but they like know a lot about things that don't matter. But that makes them feel smart.
Yeah.
And you're like, who gives a fuck about that? Like they're like fucking Damar Hamlin's a clone, and that makes them feel smart because that's like the whole fucking thing is like with conspiracies that aren't like that are like just fucking make no sense. Like, it makes people feel smart.
Yeah.
That's why they like them
They
so
just
much.
like secrets. They're
'Cause
like,
they're like,
something you don't know.
they're like, I'm in on some shit, and you're
Yeah.
not. And
Yeah.
you're like, no, that's wrong. That's why you're like, that's why I'm not in on it.
Yeah.
Because that's just
True.
incorrect. They're like, no, dude, you'll see. And you're like,
Yeah.
see what? What am I waiting for?
Moon's a
We're all
space
gonna see
station.
one day.
Sorry.
You're all gonna
Sorry
see.
to break your little bubble. Burst your fucking lip bubble, buddy.
You're gonna
Moon's
be-
a space
You're gonna be
station.
in for a rude awakening when we get to the moon and you find that Tupac's living next to Biggie on the moon. They're up there. So's Michael Jackson and Brett Favre.
Wait,
Brett Favre's going to the moon first.
sorry to break away from the racist conversation.
No, please go ahead. This
Just
could be very bad.
Bringing up a football player, I just saw a TikTok earlier today about Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my
No.
god.
That
God.
dude's going insane. Like,
Oh,
Dude,
man.
he's actually like.
He's one of those people that thinks he's really smart.
So
It's
he's.
about that. Yeah, go ahead.
I saw a
sorry.
thing that said he did like ayahuasca, maybe like last year or
He's
some
a
shit.
big ayahuasca guy.
Does
Yeah.
everyone who does ayahuasca have to tell everyone about it?
I guess so.
I think so.
It's a sponsorship thing, I think.
Yeah.
You gotta
But,
find a brand, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking. What is he doing? So at the end of the season, he's like, instead of deciding himself consciously if he's going to
Yep.
like retire or whatever, he's instead going to do a dark room therapy for 4 days.
Yep.
And the thing that makes it worse, outside of being in a completely pitch black box for 4 days straight, he also has been seeing a shadow person called the Hat Man.
Wait, he's seeing the
He
Hat
said
Man?
that?
Yo.
Yeah. After his ayahuasca hallucinations, he's been seeing that dude, and he's going to go into the darkroom therapy to conquer the Hat Man.
No fucking way,
Dude,
dude.
And he's
football's
going
like
to
the
he's going to
last-
decide based on what happens
Listen.
in there if he plays.
I gotta say, I've seen the Hat Man myself.
You have?
For
and
real?
I've gone toe to toe with him.
Hey, we need to talk about
Are you
this.
serious?
Oh wait, is
Yeah.
the Hat Man a pussy?
I beat the shit out of him.
Oh,
Hat Man has
shit.
no hands.
I was
Okay,
very.
yeah, I'm not saying.
He's just
Hat Man's
really
got no-
scary.
I'm calling him out right now, the Hat Man. Wait for you, Hat Man.
Sunday in my Benadryl addled trip.
Sunday, June 2nd, KeyBank Center in downtown Buffalo. I'll wait for you, Hat Man.
Turn the lights off. I'm manifesting the Hat Man.
Turn the lights off. Me and Aaron Rodgers are tag teaming the Hat Man and fucking Richard Nixon at the KeyBank Center. Me and Aaron Rodgers are tag teaming the Hat Man and Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon with a keyblade from Kingdom Hearts.
Richard Nixon dressed like Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Dude, Richard Nixon and fucking Aaron Rodgers has a Darth Maul like sword.
Oh fuck!
So everybody goes into KeyBank and they shut off
They
all
shut
the
off
lights.
And all you hear is like, all you hear is like a lightsaber spinning, and you see like the light from the lightsaber occasionally shows what's going on, and then after like 20 minutes, they let the lights up, and you just see like carnage. And there's like other dead people too that like weren't even a part of it.
They just had people in there.
Then the Undertaker's music starts playing, and he gets rolled out in a coffin, and just.
The
Yeah.
final boss for the
Yeah.
Hat Man. I do want to. I am so curious. On,
Yeah, wait, yeah, let's hear
on-
this. We should have led.
What
with
was the
this.
experience like? Yeah.
Well, I was having sleep paralysis like every night, and I didn't know what it was. And then I was listening to another podcast with Matt McCusker, who's a comedian, and he does a podcast with Shane Gillis, and he was talking about his sleep paralysis and seeing like the Hat Man and stuff, and you just see it was weird because so I was having like full on hallucinations. Like I was having these hallucinations that people were like, there was this guy who used to live upstairs from me, and he never wore shoes. He was always barefoot, like outside and everything. And I had this one hallucination like while I'm in sleep paralysis. So I looked up the science of it one day, or I tried to. I'm still going to explain it badly, but it's like the one part of your brain is on and the other part is off or something like that. So you can't, like your body's still asleep, but your brain is somewhat active and your eyes aren't open, but you're like I said, like it's all hallucination. So it's not like you're actually super aware of things that are going on around you, but what you're seeing is your immediate surroundings. So like, I'm falling asleep in my room, and during the sleep paralysis, that's what I'm seeing. So it's like very trippy and like really strange.
Yeah.
So I had this one hallucination that fucking no shoes like came into my apartment and started like chasing my cat around my apartment and like my room and stuff, and I couldn't do anything about it. I used to think it was like a game. Because, like, you can't... Because it feels so weird. So before I knew it was sleep paralysis, I would, like, just try and see if I could scream.
Yeah.
Like, just try and see if I could, like... If I, like, yelled my fiance's voice. It obviously did not work because, like, your muscles are just... They're out for the season at that point, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
rest mode.
But, yeah, so I saw the Hat Man in one of these, like, hallucinations, and... I was like, my God, I'm so tired of having sleep paralysis and stuff. So I'm like, let's go for it. So this was probably like an actual dream and not a real thing. But in the dream, you know, I see this Hat Man guy, and supposedly he's got like boys with him. Like he's got
some pals.
He's got like
he's got a
two
crew.
guys that are like always with him.
Look at this guy.
Literally, yeah.
Hey, boss, he's trying to scream
Hey,
for his
boss,
fiance. Fucking get him.
He's got like 1930s henchmen.
Oh, chase his cat around. Oh.
Look at no shoes.
I should
The
look like
little
no
guy.
shoes when I'm doing it.
Hey, it's
Rubbing
me,
his
Tommy
hands
No
together.
Shoes,
Yeah.
working for the Hat Man these days.
Hey, fuck with him, boys.
You want us to rough 'em up, boys?
All right, sorry.
So then I like, but the Hat Man was on his lonesome, so I like had like a fist fight with the Hat Man, I
Holy
guess, in
fuck.
this
Oh, shit.
hallucination. I haven't had sleep paralysis since.
You
Damn.
beat. You
So
won.
Wow.
whether that was real or not, which
You.
probably was not, it's been
You, like,
working
tricked
for
your
me.
brain.
Yeah, I
Holy
like tricked
shit.
I tricked my brain into doing that.
I went in thinking Aaron Rodgers was insane, but you beat
Well,
the Hat Man once.
Yeah. Beat the Hat Man once.
Unless
Shame
he's
on
coming
me.
back at one point.
Hat Man and no shoes.
Aaron wants to beat him in real life, dude.
Yeah, he's like, I'm
He's not waiting
conjuring
for
him.
sleep, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna summon
Stay
him in
away.
here.
The Packers let him go because he was like fist fighting like walls, thinking he was like seeing people and shit.
He's passing to the Hat Man.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, he's gonna get clowned. Like, what on this throw? You saw the Hat Man? Thought he was wide open.
Dude, no one's gonna remember this, but there was a kid in my grade in high school who used to punch walls like full force.
Oh my god.
And
Are
the,
you talking nobody's gonna remember that? I remember that.
Do you remember?
Oh, dude, I was there the one day he put a hole in one of the pillars of the lunchroom. It was like right
What?
at...
Holy fuck.
Were you there for that?
We went to school
No.
with a fucking
Yeah.
superhero?
Was it a blonde? Was it a blonde?
We
kid?
know,
Do you
yeah.
remember?
Come on,
Okay,
dude.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
know
we
who it
okay.
was.
We definitely
know who it
know.
was.
We need to
This
converse
guy.
about this.
That guy also. I got another story about that. I got a couple stories about that guy. One makes me really sad, so I'm not going to tell
Oh,
it. But
yeah,
the one. But yeah, I was there when he punched the.
I remember him in my fucking chemistry class. Like, we'd all be waiting by the door to leave, and they have like slump stone walls, like just like concrete made into like a brick essentially, and they're like kind of glazed over, so they're like smooth or whatever. But he was standing over there by himself because no one's gonna fucking stand near him, and he's just like literally like punching the wall
Like hard?
and yeah, like hard, like you can hear it, like
Jesus.
you
You can
could
feel
like,
it in your bones.
yeah, and he,
Yeah.
at one point he looks down and he's like,
Does the anime side
like-
smile?
yeah, he gave the little side smirk.
His,
Oh,
his
like-
knuckles are fucking 3 inches down from where they should be. He's like,
Yeah, and he's like, drew blood this time.
No.
he said that?
Yeah, and I was like, your own blood,
licking it
yeah, like.
That is
And then he, of course, ran out of class immediately. Just
Anime run?
anime style.
no, he didn't anime run. He just like
Marched.
yeah, he like march ran.
He
Wow.
fucking
weird.
clipped through the wall like a video game.
I wonder how he's doing though.
Yeah, I wonder if he's
I mean,
okay or
he's-
like sorted it out.
I hope
From
he's
what we
okay,
know
'cause that
now
was
about
scary.
warning
As a
signs
kid.
of teenagers, he should be on some kind of list.
Or in,
something.
like,
He should be
yeah,
looked after.
something. yeah, he should be cared for.
I remember I had a dude in my grade. I don't think he was a chronic wall puncher, but in this particular class,
Casual
One
wall
was just
puncher.
talking shit. Yeah.
yeah, like that particular wall, he's like fucking
That drywall just set him off.
same. It was also a science class room.
God.
Maybe there's something about these fucking rooms. It's the lighting.
Yeah.
We need natural
true.
light, dude.
It's the
No,
lack of
but
understanding with science.
Yeah, he's like, I don't fucking understand this.
Climate change isn't real.
Yeah, he's fucking like some weird. No, but like it was like the last period of the day, and I guess his anger would just build up from the entire school day because he'd walk in the fucking. Like he had like yeah, he's like no, he'd walk in with like wet hair for some reason. He had
Go
long
in the
hair.
bathroom and just flex, just sweat into the mirror.
Yeah. He's waterboarding himself in the bathroom.
Toilet
fucking-
paper.
Yeah, he's like, and then someone's like, "Yo, what? You good?" He's like, "What? Yeah." Well,
Get out!
Occupied.
Occupy.
He's in like the
Dude.
teacher's bathroom. He's like, the principal's like, "What the fuck is going on?" No, but like his hair was because he had long hair. His hair was always wet for some reason, and he'd walk in and he just like. Because he sat in the back, and he would just make eye contact with this wall, and he'd walk up and just go and punch it, and there'd be like 5 people in the classroom because it was like mad early,
Yeah.
and like we would just be like, "What the fuck?" And he would just be like, he'd just sit down, and then like it got to the point where he would do it so often that like eventually like we would make jokes, and he would actually just like laugh like, yeah, I don't know why I fucking do. Like someone was like, dude, what the fuck? And then like we all started laughing, and like he even started laughing because he realized like, yeah, this actually is fucking psycho. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
why.
dude, I'm nuts, man. I don't know what's going on.
Like he'd be
with
sitting
me.
there all like mad, and then someone was like, oh fuck, I almost said his name, but someone was like, yo, like what'd that wall do to you? And he was just like, then like he just started laughing because he like, I guess after he calmed down, he was like, yeah, but
Hey, I mean, it relieves some stress, you know?
yeah, it's just like
Damn.
punching hard shit. I don't know.
Not for me.
Wouldn't be me.
Not gonna catch me doing that.
I usually punch down. Like societally, you know,
Yeah.
makes
me feel better.
Can
I'm just kidding. It's so
That makes sense. That makes
I was going with the bit with the silence.
good.
can we? I mean, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk at least a little bit of D&D.
I'm down. I'm
on
down.
here.
About what?
This is a
Do
D&D podcast. And the second season so far has been going very well, I think, for you
Thank
guys. It's been very fun to watch. I do the clips for Quested, so I didn't know how, because it's a little bit different, obviously. Like, David's DMing,
Yeah.
you're playing now, Nate, you're not there, Kate is in and stuff, so, like, the dynamic is a little different. So going in, I was like, okay, how are these clips gonna, like, shape out and stuff? Because if I didn't know what to clip, I always knew at least Nate was going to go off on a tangent that, even though it had nothing to do with what was happening,
Yeah.
was going to make, like, a good clip and, like, be
Some of our-
worth it and
Some
stuff.
of our best clips are the ones where like you don't even know what we're talking about. They have nothing to do with it.
And, like, it was, like, stuff like that. And then anytime, like, character introductions that you would do were always the best, especially for that one butler. And then Dumpy is one of my all-time favorites, like, without a
you.
doubt.
I love that, man. I love that little guy.
And yeah, it's different now. Like, you watching you play is very different, but it works very well for, like, the dynamic that you and Will and Cade now have, because you're, like, a very smart player.
Shit, thank you.
Yeah, so it's like it's cool to watch. And Will, I mean, when Luther almost died a couple episodes,
Dude.
I was like, this can't happen because he's my
He is my
Oh
favorite.
God,
He's
there
so
was-
fucking funny.
I think the second episode of season 2, every clip that week was a Luther clip, and I was
You
like,
have
I
to.
feel kind of bad
You
about
have
this,
to.
but, like, this is so. My God, this is the funniest thing
Well,
I've
really
ever
switched
seen.
up characters. Like his
Oh,
new
yeah.
character
He
is
was so
completely
proper
different.
before. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
and it's
It's a massive change.
Well, I mean, like, I knew that anything I would say, you would immediately have, like, an insane punchline for it. It's like DMing for you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel comfortable fucking
Wait,
alley-ooping.
what'd your character eat in the first episode?
A wallet?
A
Dead
wall-
dude's wallet.
Yeah.
with
That
the
was-
reverence, with
He's
the
like-
such reverence to it, though. I
Yeah.
was like, this is, God damn, Luther is. I mean, he's not just a big dumb guy. He's there's a passion to him
Yeah.
that I
He's
love.
got
Like
fire.
he's so. Oh,
He's
God.
he's got like
so
a
beautiful.
like a somberness. Is that a word? Somber.
Yeah.
Behind his
Yeah, a
eyes.
little bit.
Like,
Definitely.
he knows the pain of the universe, but he's still fucking
Yeah.
like.
I have
kicking.
seen the end of time.
Dude, there's so many times where I'm wondering how Cade's character's blindness will come in because I was just I listened to the second episode at work and then like on my way here and you were like talking about because your guy's a vampire, right? And you were like talking about your fangs and he was like, I don't know, I wouldn't be able to see them. And I was like, that's so funny, but like that's actually that must be hard to like keep track of.
It is so hard
for
to
him
remember.
because to be like to have to. As far as like playing the character, you can't be like, "Oh yeah, I see that," because you can't. So like,
Yeah, you have to be like, oh wait, I'm blind.
you kind of have to remind. Yeah,
That seems to work in his favor though, because seems pretty cognizant of that, and
That's true.
it works for him that sometimes you guys forget that because
He reminds
it
us.
like it.
Yeah.
That's one of the kind of defining. What's becoming one of the defining things of his characters that people don't realize he's blind, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm blind. Like, what the fuck, dude? What's wrong with you?
Like, what
Like,
the
what's
fuck? Why did
deal?"
he's
you
also
Yeah.
like a sick because he's like a sharpshooter. Isn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah, he's what
So
you're.
that's kind of sick.
What Nebraska Steve Manhunter, Hunter of Men. He's a,
Oh
he's a
yeah,
gunslinger.
gunslinger. Yeah, because at one point one of your guys was like, "How do you fucking like shoot so well if you're blind?" He's like, "I don't know."
It adds to like the mystique of it. Like,
Yeah,
the,
because
like,
he doesn't have a memory either, right?
Yeah.
So that's,
Whoa.
yeah, no sight and no memory.
I
So
didn't-
we
I
don't
must
even
have
know if
missed
he
that
could
part.
see at some point.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's so funny.
I just want to take a second. I don't know if you had other questions or
Yeah, I
anything.
do.
Sorry. Real quick. David is fucking killing it. I knew like the plan for the show was always to have Will and David DM it. Eventually Nate, you came up with a good idea for an episode where
I don't remember.
there's nothing written and you're just like, I'm going to say yes to whatever you guys want to do.
Oh yeah, I had not
Oh,
to get away
God.
from what you're saying. I had an idea for like a downtime thing that's like not part of like a major story to do like a D&D type thing, but there's no rolling. It's just like you just say what you want to do, and
Basically
then you just keep
improv.
the story going. So it's like D&D in the fact that like you play off each other and the story goes,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like more chaotic because you just say like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then you have to just roll with it.
I've played with people who they think that
Yeah, I
is
think
how
if
it
you're
works.
playing like actual D&D,
I,
that's not
I
good.
shoot his head off and it's like, okay, you have to, I mean, see if you do.
I'm gonna rip his arms off. All right, roll for that.
Like,
How do I do
no,
that?
I'm not. When I explained D&D to my mom when we like started this, because she was like, "So what do you do? Like, you just say like, oh, I shoot that guy, and then," and I was like, "No," and I forgot how I explained it, but because I explained it, she's like, that seems confusing," and I was like, I'm just not good at explaining things, but it's just funny to think that like. Because like that's kind of what I thought too before I played. I'm like, oh, you just sort of like, oh, I fucking I go this way and then I hit this guy, and I thought you just kind of did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a chaotic fucking game style. Like if
Yeah,
that
it
was
is.
some other type of game, that's fucking psychotic. Like just no structure at all.
For real.
But David, to just real quick go back to that, it's so funny because you can never tell that he's stressed out or nervous.
Oh, I know, dude. I
He is so
texted
calm.
him
Yeah.
after the first recording session, and I was like, I can't believe you were saying you were nervous, pal, because like
Does
you
not
got it
show.
really, you've got it really like laid out. It's
And
very good.
also I
The
think
world is so cool that
that-
he's got. It's awesome. It's a great
it is
idea.
it is exactly his like favorite shit.
Yeah.
So it's like you can tell how much fun he's having explaining everything, and
Yeah.
I love the
It's-
setting.
it's beautiful.
Anything
to
with
see.
trains, honestly, I'm totally,
Yeah, bro.
Dude.
I'm totally on
Train
board
guy.
for. I fucking love trains.
Did
so
you say you're a
much.
train whore?
I am a train. No,
Hell yeah.
somebody else said
Andrew.
that, but
Oh,
it
did
it
I-
does ring
did
accurate.
I make that up in my mind?
It does ring accurate.
Andrew,
He's
I
like-
remember you talking about that on Friday, and I
Oh,
was like,
fuck, did I?
I
Oh, yeah,
fucking
yeah,
rock
yeah.
with that.
Oh, because of the sting. That
Bro,
movie, the sting.
trains in any like setting are dope for some reason. Like fucking murder mystery on a
Oh
train.
my god, the best.
Yeah.
Action movie on top of a train.
Murder
Just
on the Orient
fucking-
Express. That's my shit.
Fucking
Dude,
Trains just
incredible.
have so much
Nuts.
character.
Trains
real.
do have a lot of character. We had a professor at Fredonia who, like, sometimes he would just say just unbelievable things. But one of his big points was, like, one day out of nowhere, he's just like, everyone should have to at least once ride the train up and down the coast.
Damn.
Ooh, that
That
would
actually
be
sounds-
does,
yeah,
no,
it
it
sounds
sounds
beautiful.
cool, but it's
I
like,
would do that. That would
Yeah.
be sick as fuck, actually.
because dude, I drive next to the Amtrak trains all the time, and I'm like, nobody's in them. Like,
Damn.
let's
No,
just
dude,
go
there's
for
like
it.
4 cars.
It's all Amish people, or not Amish people, Mennonites.
Yeah,
Damn.
It's
dude.
like that's
Bro.
how
They're
they,
big
they
into
travel and
trains.
stuff.
Party
Yeah,
with
they
the
love-
Mennonites on
Fuck
a
yeah.
train
Give it a
to
shot.
East Orlando, dude.
Hell yeah.
Give him some DMT and see what happens.
For real, dude.
Make them see the Hat Man.
Give him all like 20 tabs of Benadryl.
Yeah, but good luck.
Yo,
Eat these little candies.
just get a fruit punch for the whole train filled with Benadryls and Adderall and
Give them catches.
Stay up and kill the Hat Man together.
stay up and
Only
fight the
Amish
train
are
hat
strong
man.
enough. The train hat.
Give them fucking. Give them Red Bull and Adderall and make them translucent. Start doing stuff to them. No, I've taken the train a few different times. I've taken the train a few different times to like New York City and then like to the Adirondacks. And dude, trains are underrated, man.
Your grandpa worked for the railroad, right?
Yeah, my grandpa worked for the railroad. Till this day, he gets free train rides like anywhere east of Chicago.
Peepaw.
Past Chicago, you have to pay, which is
That's
at
no
that
man's
point-
land, baby. You can't let
Yeah,
you
it's like
over
they
there.
barely have tracks out there. I don't know. Nobody knows what it's
I
like.
mean, past the Mississippi line or whatever the fuck it's
Yeah,
called.
they're like,
Fault line. No, that's
Or like-
that's Quake shit.
Nobody's
Tide.
been out that way.
it's crazy that like even having to do with the setting of the game, it's crazy that in America there was a point where like civilization just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
Well, you had like Native Americans, but it was like, the people who were like living in the big cities on the East Coast had no idea there
What do
was
you
like
mean?
more shit
Oh,
out there.
like-
Like, they just
yeah,
thought
so-
like this was it.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, there's like something out west, but we don't know. And they just had no
Mhm.
fucking clue. And now we're like,
They're probably like, yeah, it's probably a couple miles of land before you reach coast.
yeah, they thought like Minnesota was like the West Coast.
yeah.
Like it's real cold out there. I'm not going out.
It's
over
cold on the West Coast, fucking Illinois. Jesus.
there. Illinois.
Yeah, like they did. I mean, fucking Columbus. That wasn't that long ago. It was less. That was
Big Chris.
40,
Big
42.
Chris.
Talk about Big Chris.
Yeah, what year was that? Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Yeah, Leif Erikson. I'm Team Leif Erikson.
Is
16,
it 16 or 14?
16? 1492.
1492.
Thank you, Emily.
Not that long ago.
All my homies hate Christopher Columbus.
Facts.
For real, I'm Team Leif Erikson.
I know nothing
Look it
about
up. He's on the
Leif Erikson.
calendar. So
Other than
fuck you.
SpongeBob.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah.
he's like the other. I don't know shit about this dude.
Is he Polish?
Fuck no.
It's
Dude.
Polish.
Oh, then I wouldn't know anything.
The Polish.
about him.
The Polish could
Then
even.
don't bring him into this house.
Yeah, not in this house.
Is he Polish? I don't want to hear it. That was like the episode of The Sopranos where like people were like protesting Christopher Columbus and they went down and started beating the shit out of people because they love Christopher Columbus.
What? That's an
Like-
episode of The Sopranos.
Yeah, I'm like, let it go, dude.
Wait,
Bro,
what?
Because he's Italian.
Because he's Italian.
Oh my
So they're
Oh
like,
my
they're
God.
really
Dude.
fucking like
Fuck.
Teeth. They're really fucking mad at Christopher Columbus.
We gotta stand by every Italian ever. That's a fucking thing about Italians.
Yeah, they're like, no Italian has
Oh
ever
my
done
God.
anything wrong. Show
Dude.
me one bad Italian, like Mussolini.
Yeah, I was gonna
okay,
say,
but
what do
Yeah.
they feel about Mussolini?
Mussolini.
Yeah, but he cared about his people.
he was a,
You gotta
he was
give
a
him
good
He's
speaking
like,
T.
he
That's
was a
the thing.
fascist.
Well, we all make mistakes.
He cared it his way. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he was doing it his way. It's not.
He's like Frank Sinatra.
we
I
all
do it my
live
way.
differently.
You know? My girlfriend's Italian, by the way.
Oh, dude, I was on the school bus one time, and I just, like, said the word Italian, and this fucking guy pops up from
Oh,
the
no.
seat behind me, an obviously Italian guy. You know how Italian people, like, when they
They let you
Fully
get
know.
grown
excited,
man's
they,
head
like,
on a child's
pretend.
body.
What'd you say?
George Lopez style.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
George
it was
Lopez
James
style Italian
Gandolfini's
person.
head on this kid's body.
That's a grown
Fully
man's
grown.
head.
He had the hairiest arms on a 6-year-old I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude.
And, like, a watch that doesn't fit.
Yeah, he's like,
Love
my
it.
uncle gave this to me.
This was my uncle's, and he was like, just popped up out of nowhere. He's like, you got a problem with Italians? And he sounded just like that. Like he put a little of that spin on his
yeah.
voice.
Oh,
I'm like, oh my
damn.
god.
Jesus.
Bro thought he was in a
Oh.
West Side
So
Story.
Yeah,
bad,
he is
dude.
right.
Real,
Man.
real Italians don't even have to let you know.
No,
I
that's
gotta
right. Yeah.
defend
You just-
my family
you just
on
feel it
the
with their
school
presence.
bus.
Yeah, someone in his family was probably like,
When you go to school, don't let anyone say nothing about Italians.
so he heard someone just say Italians.
He
He's
did
like, what the
say
fuck's the
Italian.
problem? And you're like, I didn't even fucking say anything.
Nacho cheese. That's why the fuck did I say that?
Jesus.
I'm sorry. I lost it a little bit.
Was
there.
that
I was
just an
trying to
urge?
think about- I was trying to think about like different cheeses in Italian food.
Nacho
Fuck
cheese.
me.
I
God
don't
damn
think
it.
that was
Show me
losing
much.
at all. That seems
If
right
I
on the
could
money.
go back in time and take
And
an
whisper.
Italian guy who like thinks that it's not, a little nacho cheese, you know?
Like nacho.
Oh,
that's in a bowl.
burritos. My mama's burrito.
Yeah. Good fucking.
Ooh, Taco Bell. Taco Bella.
Yeah, Taco Bella. Oh my
Go
god.
bed. Dean Martin.
Oh my god.
Dude, you don't fucking stand between Italians and food and the New York Yankees.
The
Yeah, they
Bronx
don't play like they
Bombers.
used to. Fucking Joe DiMaggio.
Every town had a baseball team.
Back when I was a kid, every fucking town had a baseball team. Kids aren't playing baseball like they used to. Now it's just, let's watch arena football and fucking foot porn. You know
Put
what I'm
some
saying?
mutts on my chili dog.
Oh, I turn on Twitch. Let me watch Overwatch.
What are you saying, mozzarella? No, it's much. It's much.
It's
You
mozzarella.
don't even finish it. You don't even finish the sentence.
No, it's much.
It's Mutz. Put some
My
fucking
cousin's
Mutz on there.
name, Mutz. It's just my cousin Mutz. You see this guy around, you take care of him.
It's
Hey, my
Mutz
name's
Columbus.
My name's Mutz Columbus.
Dude, but you know what?
Yeah, I was on the Siena Marina.
He's fucking 600 years old.
Just not finishing words is amazing.
The Santa Maria.
I was on the Siena Marina.
It's fucking 3 ships pull up to North America for the first time, walk up to a navy, you didn't see nothing.
Yeah, they give him $20. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, you didn't
Hey,
see
you
nothing.
didn't see
Tapping a lot
anything.
on everyone. Oh my god.
It's just the fucking scene from Goodfellas, but it's them coming into America, where he's like taking the girl on the date, and they're going through like the back doors, and
Yeah.
they're like, "What's going on?" He's like, "How you doing?" And he's like putting money in everyone's pockets. That was them coming into
But
America.
it's just all native guys that
and they're
don't know
putting
what's going
fucking
on.
diseases. Like, hey,
Oh my God.
Here's 20
Too
bucks.
real, too real.
Hey,
Little small pazzo.
do you want the truth or no?
Yeah. Because we're going to tell it like it is on Quest.
Yo, I tell it like it is.
The
That's
quest
what he
for
did.
I
truth.
can't be filtered, yo. They can't censor me,
Yo.
dude.
I go home. I listen to Joe Rogan.
I listen to Rogues,
I hit an
I pay a
ayahuasca.
woman to watch me masturbate.
and then she sells me feet
She
pics.
sells me.
You
feet
pay
pics.
her
I
to
have pay.
watch you, and then you buy feet
And
pics.
then I
from
buy
her.
After.
feet. It's
Yeah,
a
after.
it's a separate transaction.
Yeah, two
She's a
different
businesswoman,
transactions.
and that's what I like. That's what I'm most attracted to about her.
His enterprising individuals.
Exactly. I
So-
have to be in love with a woman's brain.
So let me tell you something. There's 3 people I'm fighting when I get to hell.
To hell?
When I die and I stop boiling in hell,
This is like
I'm fighting Richard Nixon, Margaret Thatcher, and who? Columbus, yeah.
Columbus.
I'm fighting Columbus.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm fighting my great grandmama, God bless her. But I beat the shit out of her if I ever see her again.
Listen,
your
listen. I'm not fucking proud of it, but it was 1986. The Vikings were the Super Bowl. Nana put $30K on them. Listen, let's just say she owed me a lot of money.
that was my college tuition.
Yeah, fucking pops put my college tuition on the Yankees and they fucking lost. So safe to say, I did the fucking 2 semesters at Nassau Community College, and that didn't teach me none. I learned more hanging out at the shop than I fucking learned in school. You know what I'm gonna teach you in school? I'm gonna teach you that fucking everyone's gonna be nice to you. Everything's gonna work out. It fucking doesn't, okay?
Excuse me, but I wasn't fucking handed everything on a silver platter.
I wasn't fucking handed
Okay, I
everything.
apologize.
And when I
for
played
that,
Little
if that
League
doesn't work for
in
you.
Niagara Falls for 5 years, I didn't get one fucking trophy because we sucked.
Because I was terrible.
Because I fucking sucked.
Did you actually not?
No, we got
I was gonna say.
to
I was like,
transition.
I
we
got
did,
a
we did
trophy.
pretty well.
To transition from that, I remember the one year, it was like 2012 or some shit. It was like my last year playing baseball. We we sucked. Every team I played on in Little League sucked. We were fucking horrible. We got a trophy at the end of the year because we were the best team in the town. But we were the only team. we were the only team in our town. You guys know which town I'm talking about. Should I say that? Should I say that fucking town?
It's not
Okay, we were the only.
Anybody. It's a town.
We were the. So we got a trophy, and this is what they told us for being the best team in Wheatfield in our age group. We were the only team in Wheatfield in our age group.
Wheatfield is like a 15 by 15 cube. Like
Yeah.
Literally, dude. It's like
They're gonna hunt me down.
it's several cul-de-sacs and then like
Some fields.
Fairmount
yeah,
Park.
yeah.
Fairmount Park.
And then Fairmount Park and like
And a
Oppenheimer
mall.
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah.
And,
It's
It's
Mall.
mostly parks. It's a park
Yeah.
based.
How much is it? How much
Town.
is it to buy the Summit Park Mall? I think we should just
Oh
do
my
it.
god.
Snack
All right,
Spot
yeah.
HQ.
I think it'd be too. I don't think we can afford it though.
one big
I would like
recording
to.
studio just in that center area of the
Yeah, the rest of
it is
is
just-
so bad.
We
Yeah.
buy it as a recording studio, but 99% of it is empty.
That's horrifying. I feel like that's some.
We just set up like 2 cubicles in the middle of the mall, and the rest of it is just
The
open.
rest is a dungeon. The rest
people
is just
do
there's,
that though.
there's just trickling water
Yeah.
in the distance and like howls.
Yeah, we're like, don't go in that room. You're gonna get a staph
The
infection.
creatures in there. Don't go in there.
Yeah, there's like fucking
I
ghouls.
want to go inside so bad. I want to see how
Me
big
too.
Stephen Barry's actually is because I remember that space being infinite.
Yeah, it
Like
felt
that
so
store
big.
went on forever.
And they left the sign up for years after that. The
They
whole
did.
place
still,
shut
I think
down.
it's
that's still
there,
there.
yeah.
There's one. There's
The
one that's
sign?
still there on the
I missed
outside.
my
Yeah.
opportunity to go in. I was gonna sneak in when I was like 17
Yeah.
with a bunch of people. Missed my opportunity because I was too scared.
Dude,
I would love to go in there. Is there a way we could get like permission?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Like, who owns it?
same thing
The
happened to
town?
me.
That's a good question.
Well, I think it's I don't know. It might be like a state-owned property. They might have
Yeah.
like bought. The
I heard about
land.
one kid who went in there. But there
fucking-
was a dude who went in there, but he got caught.
Damn.
I was gonna go in there, but they fucking my buddies who I went with started climbing on the roof,
Yeah.
and
Nah,
I was
fuck
like,
that. Just go
No
in.
yeah, I'm not climbing,
Dude, when I went, they wanted to go on the roof. Or when I was
so
gonna go.
weird.
Sorry, I didn't go.
Yeah, other than
When
the
they wanted to
fucking open door that is in the back side of it, like
Yeah.
Is there an open door?
there used to be. It was
Apparently,
just
yeah.
open.
I remember hearing that there was just like a
So
door that
funny.
was unlocked.
Somebody forgot
Dude,
to lock the
fucking-
Bonton. Can't R.I.P. Bonton,
Are
dude.
the
Yeah.
ruins
Bro.
of
Oh my God! Like, quick, we need something for Mother's Day, or like
Yeah,
it's your
it's good.
grandma's birthday.
Or like a
Yeah.
remote control car.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh my
Like
God!
a little like fucking battery powered car that does like
Bonton.
180s.
I got my jacket that I have in the other room at the Bonton like fucking 7 years ago.
That's,
Fuck
that's a
Christ.
relic of a bygone age.
Yeah, you should flip that shit for like $500.
For real,
Where-
dude. former Bonton item.
Yeah, there's like
heavily
a
used.
Bonton fan base that's like
No.
waiting.
The Bonton hype beasts.
Dude, we fucking snuck into the Semi Park Mall last weekend and fucking Corey got a hand job at the Bonton.
Oh, speaking of hand jobs, didn't you have questions about the season 2?
Oh no, one question that you guys have never talked about on the podcast before that I'm just kind of curious about, especially now that Will and I play our game on Friday and like getting to like, play with Will and stuff. Like we're very glad you joined that group because you're good at D&D, like you seem to know a
Yeah.
lot about it and stuff. And it helps us a lot because especially the cool thing about what's going on in that game now is like it looks like we're hopefully on the cusp of a mystery, which is what we need because it's been a
Yeah.
lot of like go out and get this thing, and now it's like let's get down to business and like figure something out. And Sam and I, we're the bug bashing science boys till the day we die,
I love
but there's a lot of like before that there were a lot of like clues and stuff that not really our bag, but so
Yeah.
we need
I
like
feel you.
we need because we're gonna goof around the whole time to like an unbelievable extent. So
Yeah.
like we do need like the mystery stuff. I needed somebody else to like come in and help keep on track in that instance. Everything else, obviously,
Yeah.
I do take people off track because we'll just start singing our songs and stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I gotta come
Damn.
one of these Fridays. That
You
sounds
should.
like
it's a
good
lot
ass
of
time.
fun.
It
We
is
have a
very
great
fun.
time. But so, Nate, I know that you are like the newest player. Like the other guys kind of got you into it.
Yeah.
You know, started doing the show and stuff. But how did you guys start playing, and when did you start?
Jeez, you want to go first?
God.
Were you always like fantasy fans and things like that?
I think there was a point in my life where like I was watching like very fictional like fantasy type things like I can't think of anything right now. I loved Star Wars. I loved never watched a single Lord of the Rings movie all the way through until I was like in my 20s.
Damn.
But I did like Lord of the Rings. I thought it was cool because I would like hang out with my cousins and watch it there. And from that, I think I found out about D&D like somewhere down the line in my teens, and I tried to get my friend group to get into it, but all of us probably had like ADHD or something, so there's like no way I was going to convince them to like sit down and actually like learn everything. So then I kind of just waited, and I didn't really like partake in anything D&D related until I met Mikey.
And
Wow.
I always liked Star Wars. Both my parents, like, I grew up watching Star Wars. I still remember going to see The Phantom Menace. I got junior. I had a fucking.
Wait, you remember going to see it in theaters?
I remember it because
What were you, 3?
I was
Because that was
I was 4.
99 that came out?
Yeah, 99.
Jesus
Damn.
I must have been
Christ.
3 or 4, but I remember it because I had a junior mint. Like, I loved junior mints when I was a kid.
Lame.
And yeah, did not hold up as an adult. But I spilled them in my lap. And I remember because they were like, "Did you poop yourself?" And I was like, I remember that was like my first time I was ever embarrassed. So I remember that.
Wow, so that's a
it was-
trauma-related.
But movie slapped as a child. It doesn't.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Dude, that might be the most racist movie of all time. That movie's so funny.
It's fucking crazy.
What's the Watto?
Wow,
That's fucked
bro.
up. The fucking
The
the
fly guy?
Trade Federation guys.
Dude.
Huda, the Jedi.
That
How
shit
did
is
you get
so
away
fucking
with
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I
How
guess.
was that released?
Crazy.
I guess when you really
Actually
think about it, you're
crazy.
like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Rewind.
Hang on.
Wait.
But I was up Star Wars, and then my dad got me into Lord of the Rings very young. I still have my Legolas blanket. I have a fucking blanket on my bed that's just Orlando
Yeah, yeah.
Bloom's face.
Oh my
He
god.
fucks the shit out of that thing.
Hell
that
yeah,
that thing
dude.
is torn up.
Oh my
dude.
God.
Yeah.
That thing is just like one piece of yarn.
Yeah,
It's
it
There's
really-
is.
just holes poked through everywhere, dude.
Yeah, it's.
But anyway,
No, I was always kind of into that stuff and like Harry Potter because child shit.
Yeah.
But I never really like got into like fantasy stuff until I was like, I think I was like at some point in high school I picked up The Hobbit and I was obsessed with that. I read it like 3 times cover to cover. I was
Yeah.
like always renting it out from the library, and
Such a good library book.
it really is because it's just fucking thick, but
Yeah.
you can like burn through it quick.
You can burn it.
You can burn it if you want.
Yeah.
very burnable.
Yeah,
but,
firewood.
I think we started D&D because David and a couple of our buddies bought David and David's cousin bought the starter set when 5e dropped.
Okay, yeah.
Like right when it dropped. And I remember because we were doing like some summer activity and they were like, we're going to play D&D tonight. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And then they brought it over and like we had no concept of it for so long. But we got into that and we would spend like 12-hour days in David's cousin Jake's basement. Doing full 12-hour sessions from like morning to night, sleep over, do it again.
That's so sick.
And it was we were barely playing though. We didn't know any of the rules.
Yeah.
It was before any of the subclasses really came out, so it was just the first basic shit.
Mhm.
But met Will at college, and
Oh, yeah,
because
Nate
of you,
introduced
yeah,
us.
Nate introduced us, and we met because we were doing like we wanted to film a show, right?
yeah, we.
That was.
Nate was at the well.
Yeah, do you want?
You could talk about
It's a
it.
fun little secret origins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
friend origins.
Dude, this shit is like the weirdest way to like hang out with someone for the first time.
This is like the very first time we hung out. Like, we knew each other because we were in the same like algebra class or something like
Yeah, it
that.
was like geometry.
Yeah, we were in geometry, and Nate sat in front of me, so he would like turn around and like talk to me sometimes.
And I knew you because you had a viral tweet where you were holding the mannequin's hand.
Oh,
at
God,
Forever
Dude, that shit
21.
was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we like already sort of knew each other. We were like friendly, and then we all used to sit at the same table at NCCC. It was just like people from high school, and it's weird because like I made friends with people that went to our high school after high school.
Yeah.
Like Isaiah and stuff. Like
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
really know him in high school, but yeah. So I don't even remember like how the conversation went, but like me and Mikey wanted to film like an Eric Andre style show at my mom's house when she was out of town, and I was gonna host it or whatever, and then we're like, I don't remember exactly how it went, but we knew like Will acted and stuff, and we're like, we should just ask Will. And I think we must have told him, and then he was like, yeah. So then he fucking comes over. It was like nighttime. He comes over, and we film this fucking, it's like so fucking stupid that it might be like funny in like a reverse irony kind of way. Yeah. Because we were like trying to be funny, but it was kind of bad, which makes it funnier in a way.
Yeah.
And we filmed this thing, and it took like a long time. Like we had to set it up. We like,
my God.
we rearranged my mom's living room like completely, and
Uncle Reggie.
yeah, Will was my uncle, and like didn't like
I
your
loved
wife
the
die or
Saints.
something.
Yeah, my wife died, and I loved the Saints, and I had the Saints hat that said "Who Dat" on it.
Yeah, you had like a Snoop Dogg, no, you had a Bob Marley shirt on.
Yeah.
I still remember like 2 quotes from it. Who the fuck that? Like that.
Yeah.
And then I drive a Lincoln Mercury and I know how to drive it.
Yeah, yeah, like
that became an inside joke in the friend group.
yeah,
Like,
and the part
I
where
was
we
like, oh my God.
pretending to snort coke off and we used my senior picture to like cut the coke, and that was like a small detail. Like you could clearly see when we're like sliding it around. It's my senior picture from high school. And then the joke was like Reggie like barely talked. Remember, like you're like very like, yeah, so I think like that. And then we do cocaine, and then we're both like super talkative and like really friendly. And then he goes to leave, and I'm like, I go to hug him, and you're like, whoa, what are you doing? And I'm like, you're my uncle, like I love you, and you're like, I don't want that or something.
Yeah.
And then as you're leaving, the last thing you say is the Lincoln Mercury line in an anger.
Yeah, but that was like the only thing he said that was like super animated, so it made it more funny. You're like, what do you say? Like, I have a Lincoln Mercury, and I know how to drive it. And he just like shut the door, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's genius.
So, yeah.
And I was like strangers with Mikey and Mikey's brother at the time.
Yeah. Oh,
And
Zach was there.
Yeah, they were both there recording like behind the scenes, and it was
and
so,
Hayden
like,
showed up.
Yeah.
Oh my
No, that was a
God.
different time.
Oh, we did 2 episodes.
Yeah. We did like 3. We recorded a bunch.
Yeah,
true.
that was so random, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy to look back on that because I would not do that. Like
No.
nowadays.
Yeah, dude,
Like
truly the time period had to line up with like being young and stupid, because if that was like now, you'd be like, no, I'm not fucking doing that. If you met a dude at like 25 or 26, you're like, you want to come to my mom's house and film a show?
like an improv Eric Andre show.
Yeah, they'd be like, no, and that's gonna
No,
suck.
thank you.
No,
Yeah,
thank you.
we're filming it with my phone.
Yeah, we had like a
Oh my
phone on like a
God.
tripod.
Yeah, that was bad.
The
What-
good old days.
What's your history with D&D? I've never. I don't
Yeah,
think
what's
we've
your
talked about
backstory,
it
dude?
Too much.
Me? I guess I could tell you.
Beautiful banjo music starts playing.
Well, I was not super into fantasy stuff growing up. I did like Harry Potter a lot, but as much as like any kid who was like crazy about it back then, which also I think Harry Potter, like, I'm starting to think it probably sucks now, because like thinking back on some of that stuff and like revisiting some of it, I'm like, oh, this is like absolute dog shit.
There's
like, this is
so many
bad.
plot holes and like
Oh, well, yeah,
inconsistencies.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But, like,
You've never seen
like oh well, there's nothing. That's not a problem. That's one of those things. They just didn't. I don't know. They don't hold up, I don't think. But like,
Yeah.
it's also weird that they're like Christmas movies too.
Yeah,
Like, that's
the-
very
They're all
strange.
Christmas
yeah,
movies,
like
aren't they?
most of the shit that happens in those movies is at Christmas, right?
I guess just
For
because
real?
it's like so dark over there in England that like everybody's wearing sweaters all the time, so we're like, oh, it's
They're
Christmas.
chilly.
Yeah, they're chilly. It's Christmas time. But I'm trying to remember, I guess I started playing D&D probably like a year after the 5e boom went down, and
Damn.
my dad, who, my dad, I still don't know a lot about him. Like, I see him all the time.
Yeah.
And, like, he wasn't, like, he did raise me, but I don't know a ton about
Hard
him.
relate, brother.
Yeah. But,
Oh yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
We're
it's
picking
literally
up what
that,
you're
like,
putting
John
down,
Mulaney joke, like, my dad seems like a great guy or something. Like, I'd love to meet him one day. So I kind of had heard him say, or no, in his desk one day when I was like very little, I found a D4, like this
Damn.
old 80s D4, and I was like, what is this? And my dad was like, oh, it's like a dice for Dungeons and Dragons. My brother and I were like, fuck you, dude.
Fucking
Fucking
nerd.
nerd.
Nerd. Because like
go get some head, Dad.
Started pushing him back.
Yeah, you start bullying him.
yeah. Because like I knew that he like liked Star Trek a little bit and stuff, because we would watch Star Trek Enterprise growing up and things, but then like one day I went to the basement and he, dude, and especially now growing up, like talking to him more about fantasy stuff, like I when that Wheel of Time show came out, I was like, oh, have you ever read this? Because there's supposed to be like fucking so many of those books.
Yeah.
And I'm like in the car with him and he's driving. I'm like, have you ever read any of them? And he looks at me and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, how many? He's like, all of them. And he's like, Andrew, like every fantasy book that there is, I have read. And so there's this box that I found in the basement that is just like my parents' house. It's just all these very obscure like fantasy books that I've never heard of.
Damn.
So my buddy Sam actually, I think, wanted to play. We were just hanging out one night. So we went to Barnes and Noble, got the starter kit, started like playing it up. Didn't know too many of the rules or whatever, but we're just like having such a blast, like, you know, interacting with like NPCs and stuff like that. It was so fun. And just like, because we were playing with my one buddy Jake,
Yeah.
and so the book that comes with the starter pack, Minds of Phandelver, I think you can start at a couple different places, but we started at that part where you're moving along with the cart and there's a tree in front of the road and it's going to be like a goblin
We did that
ambush.
shit too,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So that's where we started. And like, okay, we know something's going to happen, so we go up and then there's like all these goblins. So 3 of us kind of abandon the cart and run up to fight these goblins. And we're like, Jake, what do you want to do? And he goes, is there like a lantern in the cart? And Sam, who's DMing, is like, you find a lantern. He goes, I throw the lantern into the woods. Like he was trying to start a forest fire.
Oh my God.
But he didn't understand the terrain. It's not like a dense wood at that point. So he's like, okay, you throw this lamp into the woods and it shatters. And that's your turn.
It's like, sweet. All right, yeah.
So
that's fucking amazing.
yeah, any chance for us to like shit on each other, we were all down for. So then we did. So we played through Minds of Phandelver, and we had to do a lot of that over Zoom and stuff. But my God, it was so fucking fun. Yeah, we had an absolute blast. Just so many things went wrong. Like we captured one of the goblins, and we were gonna take him to this place. His name was Crumpkin. And
Crumpkin.
I wanted to, once he brought us to the cave, I was playing the Hildorf cleric that comes like pre-made.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Grumbly. And
Crumbly.
once we got to the cave, I was like, okay, well, this goblin is going to like betray us, so I'm just going to try and kill him now. So I went to just smash his ass, and I rolled what I wanted, and I rolled a nat 1.
Damn.
And I accidentally ended up hitting myself in the balls with my warhammer, and then I named that warhammer Nutcracker.
Oh my
So like
fucking
every big
God.
fight we got in from then on, like with that character, I would try to like hit somebody in the nuts. It never worked, dude. I mean,
Damn.
but it's the same thing with
That's-
that blood sword.
Yeah, I was gonna say
in
that's
the
like the
game.
blood
Like I
sword
just
now.
like any cool thing that I get the chance to do. There's this blood sword in the game that we're playing where, which I'm worried about after watching Vox Machina now, because I'm wondering if it's like the same type of thing.
Yeah.
But it hasn't. The sword hasn't said anything to me or whatever.
Thank God.
But we did find it on like a dark dwarf or something before
Oh shit.
you showed up. But yeah, there's a sword that it's 2d6, and on one of the d6s, you get that amount of hit points back.
Oh, nice.
And I've hit with it one time. And I've had it for months and
That's
months and months.
it?
It's so bad. I mean, I'm not super in the fray that much either,
Yeah.
but like any time we need it to happen, it doesn't.
Do you guys
happen.
you
It's
guys
so bad.
play Pathfinder? Or
Yeah, we
D&D?
started playing Pathfinder now. We were playing 5th edition, but then the guys kind of wanted to check out Pathfinder and like see what the deal is. And the guy who owns the shop that we play at, Rich, he does not like 5th edition. He's like a very D&D like purist.
Is he
I
a
guess you could say.
3.5 guy?
I think he prefers 2nd edition
Oh damn!
above everything. Yeah,
Oh,
which is
damn.
fucking
That
nuts.
is wild.
But he really likes Pathfinder a lot, and Pathfinder is cool because your skills are like very specific. Like instead of rolling an athletics check, you have like a specific one for like climb and stuff like that.
That's sick.
So it's cool, and there's a lot more like things you can do with your character and stuff like that. But I'm not sure I like it as much, especially as we get further away from 5th edition. I feel kind of nostalgic for it, and I really miss like the simplicity of that, because I like the something that you guys have done so well is just the role playing aspect of D&D and like the goofing around of it, like it's
Thank you.
it's about like honestly, especially for me right now, because I live in Rochester.
Yeah.
So I drive back, and forth from there almost 5 days a week most of the time.
God,
And I don't know anybody in Rochester because I haven't really had the chance to actually spend a lot of time there physically. So like, it gives me, because if I like said to my fiance even like, every week I'm just not gonna come home until like super late on Friday, might feel a little slighted by that. But now it's like, we're doing something, like it gives me a really good excuse to just hang out with my pals for like 4 hours and stuff, whatever.
That's like
Yeah.
one of my favorite parts about it.
It's
just like
the best part.
It's an
the best
excuse
part.
to have all your friends in one room.
Exactly.
true.
Exactly. Like
Right.
it is weird. It's because on paper I guess it's kind of the same, but it feels different because you have like a planned activity instead of just
Yeah.
hanging out. I guess people are more willing to like make the time for it, and also everybody's kind of aware like we need to all be there for this game to be like good and fun, so
Yeah.
we'll all like make it a priority and stuff, as opposed to just like, so we go to Judy's after, which is
Damn.
there's a lot of weeks where I like just want to go to Judy's.
Is that the restaurant in the falls?
yeah.
I've been
Dude.
hearing a lot more about Judy's lately.
Judy's is really fucking good. I
It
never
is
knew
good.
about it.
It is
until,
there. We went a couple weeks ago, two of my friends and I, because we weren't playing D&D, but we still wanted to go over there, say hi to Wheezy. Shout out to Wheezy. And so we got like the full menu instead of like the late night menu,
Ooh.
and it's like very nice.
Really?
it's
Wait, they
very
have a
nice.
full menu?
They have like we get the late night menu when
Oh,
we go,
shit.
because we always show up like
I thought they were
10
just.
or 9:30, 10 o'clock, whatever.
Yeah, that's true. I thought they were just like a bar menu kind of place.
Dude, I had like a Korean barbecue, or no, like a Korean fried chicken sandwich or whatever, and
God
fucking
damn.
ruled.
I had wings
Holy
there
shit.
once with like some old coworkers
Their wings are
because
super
they were
good.
like, "Oh, you gotta have their wings." So we went there and just got a shit ton of wings.
They got a lot of
were
great
good.
sauces too, but they do
Yeah.
they do a really good job with their wings. Underrated wings, I would say.
I remember my
Cool.
dad fucking drove me there as a child, and he's like, "I gotta meet a buddy." And I was like,
Yeah,
"Okay."
that's a real like
Wait,
buddy
no.
meeting spot. It used to be like that way more. Like it's changed a lot in there since I was like a kid and stuff. Like it used to be a lot more divey than it is
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I
but
was gonna say because going by it as a kid, I'm like, that place looks horrible.
yeah.
It gives me kind of like jazz club vibes when I walk in now. Like it's
That's
very like when we go in after the games on Friday, it's like very low lit. There's like those lights that are like in the ceiling,
Yeah.
and then there's like a whole part of the wall that's like all glass, and it's like
Like a
Damn.
dude just pops up.
yeah, it's like damn,
The
this is like
saxophone.
this is like where you'd smoke cigarettes back in the day,
Oh,
dude.
100%.
You gotta bring that back, huh?
For
Yeah,
sure.
man. We need to start
cigarettes?
smoking it. Start smoking
Smoking
indoors,
back.
man.
Smoking
You know,
indoors, yeah.
we don't do tobacco like we used to.
No.
Secondhand smoke isn't the same ever since
It's a
No.
cash crop.
2003, dude.
For real.
Literally, man. How
It's
much,
depressing.
How much time we got? Which
We've been going for a very long
Should
time.
we just
Are
like
we
keep
at, like,
going and then cut them in half?
Are we at like
Cut it
post
in
an
half.
hour?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
damn.
gonna get off and let you guys just do the three. You do another episode.
It's up to how we feel. I'm down to call this
Go
one
for it.
episode and then do another one.
Yeah, as I'm trying to do some more stuff before I get out of here. So
All
Fuck
right,
yeah.
yeah, that's
probably
fine.
break down this mic and let you get. But thank you guys for letting me come on.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you
It was
for
cool.
coming
I
on.
want
It
to
was a
talk
lot
about
of fun.
D&D. I love, dude. I like. It's cool because obviously, you know, I fucking own your show.
We didn't even say that.
That
at the
felt
beginning.
really.
Yeah,
That
we
felt
never-
really
no,
gross.
no.
That felt really gross.
It's
But
in
like,
good hands. I want to fucking.
I always want to like refer to you as the boss man, but I don't know how you'd feel about
I
it.
would.
I
I
feel-
feel.
I
I
don't wanna
feel like
make
it was.
you
A,
feel-
it's not. Like that doesn't ring true. Like even like I spend the most time with Emily of anybody that works here, and sometimes Emily will text me like, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna make it in at this time or whatever. I'm like, you can literally do whatever you want. Like it's okay, and you know that.
But we are
I-
gonna
such a
unionize,
but
sorry.
yeah, but once you do, and then we'll send Mats Columbus to smash some skulls, baby.
The fucking muscle of the business.
Yeah.
The ghost of the Santa Maria, dude.
Hell
The
yeah.
whole boat.
Yeah, the entire shit.
Just driving the boat into the Snack Spot Studios.
On land.
From the sky.
I'm such a fan of this show. I'm such a fan of scheming and dreaming. Like that's been the best thing. It's a weird thing, but it's been the best thing about like getting, you know, this space up and running and stuff. Is just you know.
Giving these scumbags employment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just like I don't want these shows to end because I like them. Like I want them to happen.
that means a
For
lot.
real.
Yeah.
Because I am having so much fun doing this shit.
For real,
And
dude.
this is.
Too
this
bad
is a
Amazon's
fun-
buying us out, huh?
Hey, you know what? It sucks. It
Money's
sucks that
tight.
it's happening. You know,
Yeah.
You start a grassroots movement, and then
it
the
just becomes
corporate fat
dude.
cats
You know what I'm
come in,
saying?
and they're like,
Mhm.
cool company.
It used to be about the music. It's just not.
Do you remember when
anymore.
people made
Episode
music,
title? It
dude?
used to be about the music.
There we go.
That's pretty deep, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna make a completely sidetracked statement.
Okay.
What if in South Park, because this could only happen in South Park,
Okay.
what if in one of the upcoming episodes, for some reason, they pitch a plan to build a superplex like Walmart, Amazon store as
Yeah.
like the new Ark.
Like Noah's
like
Ark.
Yeah, like Noah's Ark.
Oh.
Like everyone loads into the
I could
Ark
definitely see that happening.
Oh my
for like
god.
a flood or
Are you like secretly writing for the show?
Is Matt Stone calling you right now?
For
Is
our
that his
audio
name?
listeners, there's a red dot on Will's
Yeah.
forehead.
There's
For-
several. There's several.
yeah.
Um,
There's gas being emitted from the duct above Will's head right now.
just Will's head. It's going just on Will.
I'd melt into a puddle.
But if this is me putting you on the spot,
But back to that, yeah. Sorry.
if this is me putting you on the spot, cut it from the show. But I would love to have you on a season if you want to come on and play on a season.
I would like that a lot. I would try to keep up as best I could, but
I'd love to get Matt on a season, or at least on like
yeah, I
a
know
one shot.
he
Also,
yeah. That guy is so busy.
That fucking
I-
guy.
That fucking Mook is
he's
so
fucking
busy. Like it's
Dude, he's
it's
always
a-
doing shit.
it's crazy. Like we're lucky enough to like get him in for like the 2 in the cooler time because I don't have anything to fucking do. So like,
You're doing
Yeah.
this shit, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot to do.
It's true.
but yeah, thank you guys for letting me invite myself on.
no,
No
it was
problem.
like the skies parted and like
We needed the juice.
yeah, we needed
Yeah.
we
We
needed,
needed
a-
that sweet, sweet boy juice. Only you could offer.
Yep,
And
I'm
Andrew
full of
came
boy
down.
juice. And you can quote me on that.
Andrew came down through the clouds like Jesus in Skate 3, just holding a skateboard, flying down.
Like Creed in the Thanksgiving
Yeah.
halftime show.
Jesus and
Flying
Skate
around.
3. Yeah. He's really
Hell
fucking working those analog sticks.
For real, dude. But yeah,
All right, what do we do
it
now?
was awesome to
You're
have you
hosting,
on.
mister.
All right. Hey. Thanks. We're fucking trying. I don't know.
Oh my god. Will, do you want to hit him with the socials?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Also,
Yeah.
that new merch. By the time this comes out, the new merch is gonna be up.
Oh,
we can plug
nice.
that
New
too.
merch.
We weren't lying.
All right.
I finally did it. I finally uploaded it.
All right, guys. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at QuestedPod. We upload a lot of our video content there.
And TikTok.
And TikTok, yes. We are uploading there regularly. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we upload the video episodes weekly. And don't forget to check out the merch store. It should be in most of our bios, but we will finally be having our new merchandise. The chemists in the lab finally finished brewing it. So you guys should have access to that this week.
Yeah, it'll be
Good
up.
shit.
Hell yeah.
That's exciting. I want to get some.
Oh, we gotta.
Oh, yeah, let me know what you guys want, and we'll just order it.
Let's
Hell
go.
yes. Okay.
I want to do a little photo shoot too, so you might
True.
see some of that. You might see a little bit of
Go
that.
to the park.
Go to the park.
Yeah, we
Photo shoot.
Go
we
to the
might
summit
be wearing the brand on the upcoming episodes.
when we break into the Summit Park Mall and do a photo shoot.
God,
Hell yeah.
Fuck
I
yeah,
wanna-
dude.
fucking the old Leon's.
Dude, oh my
That
God.
place ruled. I
was
love that.
incredible.
I'm so hungry.
It was actually like the
Gotta go.
best pizza I've ever
It really,
had.
oh, dude. Even when because that's the same Leon's that opened on they had that bistro for a while, right?
Is that the one that had meth in it?
The pizza,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Oh. I'm
Yeah.
I was doing a Theo Von thing where I just saved some outlandish shit and just keep it going.
Yeah, man, we had a dude in my town.
That dude in
he
my
asked you if you
town.
want a pizza.
And man,
And
you
you
were
sprinkle a little pepperoni on it, but that was code for meth.
All right.
Extra cheese.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Sorry.
Have fun with your meth
Sorry.
pizza.